For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Chris Richardson Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, you guys had two tough battles against Fairmont State and Frostburg State this week. Unfortunately, you don't come out on the winning end of either one of those, but talk about what you saw from your team in those games.
We had some really good moments both games. We just couldn't capitalize early in the second half against Fairmont State. Some opportunities we had, especially in transition, that we let slip away. And then, down the stretch, they made some plays, and we kept fighting, just couldn't get over that hump. And then Saturday at Frostburg, they jumped out on us. We got up 5-0, and they went on a big run after that. Played with a lot of energy, played really together. They tightened up the rotation a little bit. That was a team that's playing for their tournament lives, trying to get in the tournament. So I thought at times they were a little bit more in desperation mode than we are, which can't happen, especially this time of the year. Then in the second half, they just could not miss. And some of that had to do with us and some breakdowns, but once they started seeing the ball go in, they just took off, and they played really, really well. They've had some games like that this year. They've had some games like that last year where when they start making shots, particularly at home, with their talent, they can be tough to beat. So we didn't respond well to that, but we had great practice Monday night, getting back to work, and we're ready to go for the final week of the regular season.
And throughout that Frostburg State game, even though they built that lead on you guys early, you guys kept fighting the whole time. What does that say about your guys that they just keep pushing, there's no quitting them?
I think anybody that's followed our team this year and coaches throughout the league, other players throughout the league, and certainly everybody in our locker room, that's who we are. Our record is not what we want it to be. This season has not gone the way we expected it to go or prepared for it to go. But our resiliency and our ability to respond to adversity time and again has been, the most uplifting thing about this team. I think sometimes when you lose games and you come back to work a day or two later, past teams I've been a part of as an assistant coach, maybe you wonder, all right, are we going to respond, or is this the day we mail it in, or what? I hate to say that, but you wonder that as an assistant coach. But with this team, I've never had to worry about that. They've continued to respond. It's a testament to their character. 1 through 15, 1 through 16, coaches, players, everybody has just continued to respond and get back to work. So, with that being said, while we're disappointed with last week's results, we're excited to get back to work this week for the final week of the regular season.
And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago when Jarrett was working his way back from injury. Now Jordan, he had an injury, he had to miss some time, but he's working his way back, and he was back on fire this week. Talk about his build back into the game and what it's been like.
Yeah, he did some good things. We had several good individual performances. We just got to put it all together for 40 minutes. So I think Jordan, Jarrett, Jay Gentry, those guys that have been through, John Cordy, Brent Price, and even our younger guys, Will Gabbert, Andrew Taylor, Zion Suddeth, those guys are all picking up the pieces no matter who's in, who's out. We've had injuries, we've had illness, but like I said, the next guy who gets the opportunity, Jordan Beal, great example as well, next guy who gets the opportunity is ready to go. So I love our character, I love our toughness, our just how competitive we are, how resilient we are. I just want to see us put it together for 40 minutes, and hopefully we can do that this week.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, you guys are facing two tough teams this week heading into the tournament. Getting to face this tough competition late in the season, how's that going to help you as you go into the tournament, being prepared to take on teams like this?
Well, we know there's no nights off in the Mountain East, Zach. We say it every week, and you're exactly right. Playing tough teams going into the tournament, that's what you want. Our tournament has already begun in some respects. We're trying to play to get the highest seed possible we can. Play an Alderson Broadus team that's extremely well coached, that's together, that has some really good players. And they beat us at their place earlier in the year. It seems like that was months ago. We've got to defend the home court and be ready to play a little bit better than we did against them the first time, and certainly better than we did last week.
And you guys have Wednesday's game first, but on Saturday, it's a big week for your seniors. Last week of their regular season, you have senior day on Saturday. Talk about this group and what they've meant to the program and how big that's going to be able to honor them.
Yeah, they've been a lot to the program. Guys that have played for multiple coaches, that have stuck by Wheeling University, that, have come in maybe thinking, things were going to go a little bit different than they have, but have continued to show up. And when I talk about our team, how resilient they are, it really starts with our seniors. And some of these guys have the opportunity to come back. The three we know definitely will not. Jared Haynes, Jordan Reed, Alex Humphreys, those guys all decided to come back for this year for their extra year that was granted by the NCAA with COVID. So cannot thank those guys enough just for the trust they've placed in me, the commitment they've made to this university, to our athletic department, to our program. And, as we build our program back to where it belongs, where it's going to be long term, those guys, even though their time here is concluded eligibility-wise, they're still going to be a big part of it. The standards they've set, the example they've set for the younger guys, and some of the things they've been able to do on the court. So, just really excited about all of them, and we'll see who comes back next year. Not really worried about that at the moment, but all of our seniors on Saturday, from Jordan to Jarrett to Alex, Jordan Beal, one of the first kids I got on the phone, when I got the job here, he and I have had just some of the most meaningful conversations and time together. Nate Merriweather is a guy that's made me a better coach. Even though he doesn't play as much as I know he wants to, just the grit that he shows up every day with, and the way that he pushes his teammates every day in practice, and the energy he brings to the game, from the sidelines, just getting guys excited. DJ Jenkins, same type of thing. So I really love this group. I do. I hope they feel the same way, but I promise you that I've gotten a lot more from them than they've gotten from me, and that's what makes this profession really special. So we'll celebrate them for sure on Saturday, and hopefully we can put together our best week of the season here in honor of them and their teammates going into the postseason.
And you mentioned the AB game seems like months ago. You played them earlier in the year. What did you see from that game, or what are you learning from that game that is going to take into this one, being that there's so much time between the two?
Stephen Dye is their head coach. He and I have been friends for years, and Stephen was a great player at AB back in the day. And he and I talked, it was our first game last season was AB here at the McDonough Center. And we've played them 3 times down there since then between, regular season games and our opening round conference tournament game last spring. But, one thing we talked about after that first game, every time we play, it's going to be a battle. It's going to go down to the wire, and it really has. It's been some entertaining games. A couple of them have gone our way. A couple of them have gone their way, and hopefully it'll go our way Wednesday night. But I guarantee you, it's going to be a hard-fought game. The 10 guys on the floor, no matter who they are going to be going all out, and that's what happens when our two teams get together. And so, looking forward to that. Looking forward to tonight's practice, and ready to set up what we hope is a very exciting week for the Cards. And
finally, what are some of your keys to success this week going up against AB and West Liberty heading into the tournament?
Consistency, not letting what happens on one end affect the other end. If you give up a basket, that doesn't mean we got to go down and get the first available contested shot. Let's run some offense and get a great shot. And we did a really, really good job of that in practice last night, of passing up good shots and taking great shots. By the same token, if we miss a shot, that shouldn't affect our effort on defense. We got to get back and get a stop. Every possession is so critical, and we learned that the hard way against Fairmont, where we had some empty possessions early in the half that cost us down the stretch. But I just want to see more consistency, and I know our guys do as well. And, we're going to continue to hold each other accountable to that, and we'll see what happens.
Thanks, Chris, and good luck this week.
Appreciate it, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.